So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So yesterday I talked about 6 plus V3 Rail League, and today I thought I'd talk about a new BOA legend. I do want to point out before we start that this BOA legend is actually not a Kizuna legend. I forgot yesterday when making the video that we can actually check the Sugurero list, which is a great thing they've added in a recent update. And if we go down to normal legends, we'll see that BOA is actually a completely normal legend. That's cool and means she's a lot more skippable without having to worry for a lot of people. But yeah, let's jump in and look at it. First I want to point out that by the time this video is up, we should have more news about the Head Start Super Sugo Fest, but it does look pretty good. Probably one of the best Super Sugos we've ever had, and probably the best Sugo we've had at all since we had the content merge with JP, the so-called sync. A few years ago, it's actually an insane Sugo Fest where basically every step is good and you keep getting good guaranteed legends like Uta. You can get Roger, I think. Text is gone, but the last multi is a guaranteed Luffy, I know, the Gear 5 Luffy on the image here. So yeah, very cool Sugo. I'll be doing pulls myself. I'll do 7. I'll try and get some Super Sugo dupes. Pretty worth steps after all. What's not as worth is the Worldwide Anniversary Countdown Sugo. I'll probably do some pulls anyway, just for the likely upcoming Royal Cruise. BOA might be good to have there, so I'll try and get her. We'll see what part I pull on, depending on what legends are on each. With the current info, I'll pull on part 1 for Radio, but if Iron is available on part 2, I'll probably pull on part 2 instead. I'm not too interested in this Radio. She's one of the sleeper-verse legends of last year, to be honest. Anyway, let's talk about the new units. We can start with the Shakky. I have no idea her real name is Shakuyaku. But yeah, sure. And yeah, this is actually an amazing unit. I hope she's a normal rare recruit, because this is a unit that will probably see some decent use. She's pretty overtuned, I'd say, for a rare recruit. Cerebral Free Spirit Side, for example. By the way, I should say. She reduces Special Bind by 6 turns, Death Up by 6 turns, middle and bottom row to tandem, 3 turns, 2.25 times Color Affinity for Int and Psi. And she can also extend Chain Locks and increased Chain Growth Rate buffs by 1 turn, which might look weird, but this is to give some extra synergy with the new BOA to let you keep her buffs for another stage. So basically just a nice bonus to increase the synergy with BOA. But yeah, even without that, we have Special Up, Special Bind removal, Death Up removal, some good Orb Manip, and also 3 turns of Color Affinity. So yeah, that's really good for a rare recruit. Like a few years ago, 3 turns Color Affinity by itself was enough of a selling point, but now we add a lot of other good stuff on top of it. And yeah, she does resist Special Bind, of course. So that's Shakky. Don't think she had any support. Nope. So let's jump into the new BOA though, the highlight of this video. So this is the V6 BOA by now. We're getting so many of her, and she still has like no support at all. It's such a shame, really. I haven't checked BOA support, but yeah, nothing special. Okay. So here we have BOA. She is Psi Cerebral Free Spirit as well. She has a Super Tandem and she has a Super Class, and there's a lot going on. I can't say I'm super excited for her because she does the usual BOA stuff, but I feel like she has some cool stuff that can make her see some potential use. If we start with the Captain, that's definitely the worst part of this unit. -1 CD, Cerebral and Free Spirit, attack booster 5 times. up to 5.5 times if you hit perfect. So that's not a super great captain ability. You can increase the chain by plus 0.2, which is a nice bonus, but not making it worth using her. You get some extra HP heal, side tandem matching, like it's just not enough. If you use her as captain, it's basically only to get access to the super, and she's a super cerebral, by the way. The super, by the way, you need Luffy or Shakky or any of the Boa sisters or Rayleigh, or you need 6 cerebral. And what it does is it reduces the spear by 6 turns. I could have just made her resist the spear in her captain to make it good, but sure. Makes it easier to land perfects for 1 turn. Okay, bonus I guess. Allows you to heal 2 times past crew's max HP for 3 turns. Sure. First time I think we had that buff for 3 turns. That's pretty funny. You also inflict Love on each enemy, and I think Love ignores full immunity. I haven't used that mechanic in so long. I need to try it again, to be honest. And change the cerebral to super cerebral. So yeah, I'd say the super is the second worst part of her. Like, it's not bad, but yeah, basically Boa is not a super good fit for captain. But what makes her pretty cool though is the special, especially together with the super tandem. I think we should go to the super tandem first to add some context to the special kit. And at level 1, even at level 1, you just need 1 specific unit, which is really cool. This makes Boa usable with super tandem right away. Like, 1 unit super tandems are super valuable. This is like one of the best things Boa has got, and any Boa unit basically, and Luffy's part of it. Like, sure, after Luffy it's a bit rough, it's basically Rayleigh and then nothing, even if of course the new Shakky is pretty good. But the cool thing is at level 4 and 5, you also not only get the tandem attack boost for cerebral and free spirit, but you also get a delay conditional. So yeah, it's pretty rare to get a conditional from a super tandem. Don't think that's happened before, but it does work pretty well with the kit, and it's very easy to activate the super tandem as said. And thankfully Boa is normal legend, so most people should be able to max the super tandem by the end of the year at latest, I'd say, if you pull on big events mainly. But yeah, the special 20k HP heal. You reduce pain by 5 turns, so this is the first pain reducer we've got in the game, outside of units like the Shirahoshi and Manchuri, who can remove any debuff applied. And removing pain is pretty cool, since you take damage whenever you do an action. It's one of the most centralizing debuffs we have. A lot of debuffs we can work around, but it's often hard to work around pain. Especially if it's a very big pain, like you take 30k damage, every time you do anything, like those can be really rough. So it's a good way to remove it. It's a shame that every potential pain reducer also heals, since pain is sometimes paired with like anti-healing stuff, so it makes it hard to remove. You also delay all enemies by 1 turn, ignoring full immunity. So that's really good, and of course pairs well with the super tandem, so you can get the delay condition after. She inflicts Petrify to each enemy in Love status for 2 turns. And Petrify is basically that the Love status can't decrease. Like, if you use the super first, for example, you apply like 10 hits of Love, so they can't move until that hits 0. But if you afflict Petrify as well, that 10 hits won't be reduced, which is pretty interesting. I basically never use this. If I get this Boa, I'm going to have to try and make something cool with Petrify, I feel like. She also, if the enemy isn't petrified, she applies Love anyway. And she changes her own slots to tandem. Then she boosts cerebral and free spirit characters' increased chain growth rate up to plus 0.7 when you get perfect. And she applies a chain boundary, I should say. A chain boundary, and an increased chain growth rate. Very good combo to get very high chain. And if you already have another chain lock or chain boundary, she does a 2-turn attack boost instead. And as said, if you use Boa and then the new Shakky, you extend these chain buffs, you can keep them to the next stage. But of course, if you do that, you can't get the delay to full immunity to stack with the super tandem, so pros and cons. I'd say the worst part of this Boa is the fact that she has like no utility outside of the pain reduction, which is pretty niche at the end of the day. So it can be hard to fit for that. So basically I have to use her as captain and maybe remove the spear. I would say one cool thing with reducing the spear like this is the fact that if you have a content where you get binded first and then the spear, you can still remove the spear later without having to bring something to resist bind, for example. So can have some use, but usually resisting the spear in captain is better. So yeah, I think she can see some use, especially as she has 2 great clauses, Free Spirit best in the game, so Cerebral is going to get a lot better the coming year. So yeah, she might see some use. Before we move on to PvP, I will also say that she has some cool synergy, not just with Shakky, but with Rayleigh. So the idea with this batch is basically that the stage before the final stage, Shakky Boa, you keep a lot of stuff for final stage, like chain boundary, increased chain growth rate, color affinity, potentially super tandem, and then you can use Rayleigh final stage to stack on the attack boost or boost and ignore defensive effects, and then you can fit in one more special. So I think that's how they want the batch to be used. As for PvP, a lot of people have been hyped for her, not me in particular, but the thing people are basically hyped about is that this is a big anti-free spirit unit, and free spirit teams are the best on defense right now. So people are basically hoping that this Boa will be able to shut down the best free spirit teams. I imagine that the team with Boa will use like Nami and Karina. It will probably use all of the other good cerebral units, like, not even sure who are the best ones. I haven't used cerebral a lot, but I know that Black Maria ult is common. Robin Koala was common, but of course, that works with Nami Karina. So yeah, probably those, and then of course they have some good cerebral PvP rare recruits, like Eva's friend there. I always forget the name. But yeah, there are some good potential for cerebral in PvP. Special looks annoying, but not as good as I think people are saying. Like, it's basically the classic Boa RNG special. She can give action bind guaranteed, but only in a very small range. A bit bigger range for confusion, but a pretty good success rate. And I'm not gonna lie, 75% success rate for confusion sounds hell. That's one of the worst debuffs you can get. And then basically everybody gets hits for special bind, but a short duration and low chance to trigger. So special bind should be a minor problem. The main problem are the other two, like very high action bind and very good chance of confusion. So I can see that being annoying, especially with very low CT. So yeah, free spirit, watch out, I guess. But yeah, I wonder if she got keepy stats. Nope, just the standard one. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.